Every night at 12:01, I heard one extra footstep. I stopped counting after I realized it wasn't a mistake. I was living alone in a small apartment complex during winter, working night shifts at a distribution warehouse on the edge of the city. After New Year, I decided to fix my sleep schedule instead of visiting family. I told myself I needed routine, not travel. The building was old, 4 stories, concrete stairwells, narrow hallways, and lights that hummed even when no one was there. Most tenants left after the holidays. Suitcases rolled out, doors closed. By January 2nd, only a few apartments were occupied, and none on my floor. Snow piled up along the sidewalks, muting traffic, swallowing sound. Walking home at night felt like moving through a world that had already shut down. At first, the quiet felt good. I could hear my own breathing when I climbed the stairs. The radiators knocked like tired knuckles against metal. The air smelled faintly of dust, cold concrete, and whatever cleaning solution the landlord used once a month. Nothing about it felt threatening. Just empty. The first red flag came on a Tuesday night. I was walking home just after midnight, boots crunching through thin snow. The street was empty, no cars, no voices. I counted my steps the way I always do when I'm tired. It helps keep my pace steady. Left, right, left, right. Then I heard it. One more step. Not louder, not faster, just extra. I stopped walking. The sound stopped too. I stood there in the cold, breath fogging the air, listening. Nothing followed. No footsteps running away. No shifting snow. I told myself it was an echo off a parked car or a fence. I kept walking. The sound didn't come back until the next night. Same stretch of sidewalk, same time, same extra step, always landing just after mine. Slightly delayed, slightly wrong. I glanced over my shoulder. The street was empty again. I picked up my pace. The extra step followed. Inside the building, the sound changed. Concrete stairwells carry noise differently. Each step echoed sharp and hollow. As I climbed, I counted again. 1, 2, 3, then a fourth. Always after mine. The echo didn't bounce ahead of me or trail behind. It stayed close, as if someone was matching my pace imperfectly. When I reached my floor and stopped, the sound stopped too. That night I didn't sleep well. Over the next few days, I tried to ignore it. I blamed exhaustion, long shifts, bad sleep. The mind fills in gaps when it's tired. I repeated that to myself every time I heard the extra step, but it kept happening. Outside, inside, stairwell, hallway, always one step too many. By the end of the week, I started testing it. I walked slower. The extra step slowed. I sped up. It followed. I stopped abruptly. The extra step came anyway. Just one. Landing behind me. I felt it in my chest more than I heard it. That was when fear crept in. Not panic, not yet. Just awareness. The sense that something was paying attention. I started walking with my keys threaded between my fingers. I started checking reflections in dark windows. I never saw anyone. The second escalation came when I checked the security cameras. The building had a small monitor in the maintenance room. Grainy footage. No sound except one camera that fed audio from the lobby. I waited until a night off and replayed footage from the hallway outside my apartment. The video showed only me. One figure, one shadow, but the audio told a different story. 2 sets of footsteps, mine and another. Slightly delayed, slightly out of sync. I stood there staring at the screen, skin prickling, heart beating too fast. The sound wasn't loud, it was subtle, but once I noticed it, I couldn't unhear it. I stopped using the stairs after that. I took the elevator even when it stalled and shook. The mirror inside reflected only me, but sometimes when the doors opened, I heard the extra step before I moved. The timing was always the same. 12:01 a.m., not midnight, not 12:02, exactly 12:01. Every night. The third escalation came when the distance closed. At first, the extra step sounded far enough away that I could pretend it was an echo. Then it started sounding closer, heavier, like weight shifting on the floor behind me. I could feel it in the air, the way pressure changes when someone steps too close. I stopped wearing headphones. I needed to hear everything. One night, halfway down the hall, the extra step landed so close I felt the vibration through the floor. I froze. My shoulders tightened. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. The sound lingered behind me, as if whatever made it was standing still, waiting to see what I'd do. I went inside and locked the door. That night, I stood in my kitchen listening to the building breathe. Pipes knocked. Radiators hissed. Somewhere below me, a door creaked open and shut. Then at 12:01, I heard the step. Inside my apartment. Behind me. My breath caught. My hands went numb. I stood perfectly still, counting seconds in my head. Nothing else happened. No second step. No movement. Just the awareness that the sound had come from too close. The crisis came 2 nights later. I got home late. Later than usual. Snow was falling heavier, swallowing sound completely. The building felt sealed off, like I'd stepped into something hollow. I entered the stairwell, counted my steps. The extra one followed. Closer. Closer. I reached my floor, stopped. The extra step didn't. It landed behind me. I felt it. Air shifting, warm breath. Too close. I didn't turn. Couldn't breathe. My heart slammed against my ribs. I took 1 step forward. It matched me perfectly. I stopped walking. The step came anyway, right behind me. I felt breath at the back of my neck. Not hot, not cold, just present. I ran. Keys dropped. Boots slipped. Footsteps thundered. Mine and the other, in sync, down the stairs, out the door, into the snow. I didn't stop running until my lungs burned and my legs shook. I didn't look back. I didn't check reflections. I didn't count steps. I got in my car and sat there shaking until morning. I never went back. I left my things behind. Clothes, furniture, everything. The landlord called weeks later, said nothing was out of place, said no one had been inside. I didn't argue. Now, years later, I still work nights sometimes. I still walk alone in winter, but I count my steps without thinking, always listening, always waiting, because sometimes when the street is quiet and the snow falls just right, I swear I hear it again. 1 extra footstep, just behind me, waiting for me to notice. If you made it this far, subscribe for more true horror stories like this one.